Title: The Soldier at Public Safety, HQ. It was a cool Saturday afternoon when the Hellstorm biker gang rolled into town. The noise of their roaring engines echoed off the walls of the small, tight-knit community, drawing the attention of every local who was outside. The Hellstorm's reputation preceded them, with their leather vests, skull tattoos, and rowdy antics. They weren't here to just pass through, they'd come to make a statement. The biker gang, led by the towering figure of Snake Malone, had a long history of intimidation. They were known for their violence, and their presence in any town usually meant trouble. The locals had learned to either stay out of their way or prepare for the fallout. But today was different. Today, they'd made the wrong move. At the heart of the town stood the public safety headquarters, a nondescript building with blue and white signage, housing local law enforcement, emergency services, and a few veterans who had come to serve in civilian roles. It wasn't much, but it was a place of order in a community that prided itself on peace and civility. Sergeant James Cole, a former Army Ranger, had been working at the HQ for the past 3 years, adjusting to life as a civilian after multiple tours overseas. He was a man of few words, but had an unshakable sense of duty and responsibility. The town had become his home, and the safety of its people mattered more than anything. On this particular Saturday, Cole was behind the desk, quietly reading through some paperwork when the rumble of the Hellstorm's bikes grew louder, shaking the building's windows. He looked up from his desk, his military instincts kicking in. He knew something was about to go down. It started with a group of bikers swaggering through the front doors of the HQ, their boots clattering on the floor. Snake Malone, the gang leader, was the first to step inside, his leather vest adorned with patches marking his dominance. He had a smirk on his face, clearly intending to flex in front of the staff. "Where's your sheriff?" Snake growled, his voice deep and menacing. Cole, who had been calmly watching from his desk, stood up slowly. There was something in the air that felt off. He knew these men weren't here for a friendly chat. "We don't have a sheriff today," Cole answered, his tone even, his posture relaxed. "What can I help you with?" Snake took a step forward, sizing Cole up. "I've heard a lot about you, Ranger. You, tough guy, huh? You think you can stop us from having a little fun around here?" Cole's eyes narrowed, but he didn't flinch. He'd dealt with far worse than biker gangs in his time. He'd been through the worst of humanity, and none of this rattled him. "I'm not interested in playing games," Cole said flatly, his hand resting just near the sidearm at his waist. "If you're here to cause trouble, I suggest you leave. Now." The tension in the room thickened as Snake and his crew exchanged glances, a few of them cracking their knuckles, itching for a confrontation. It wasn't the first time the Hellstorm gang had tried to flex their muscles in a town that didn't have the resources to fight back. But what they didn't realize was that Cole wasn't just some small-town lawman, he was a seasoned warrior who had faced danger from enemies far more lethal than a group of unruly bikers. Snake, with his signature grin, took a step closer to Cole. "You think you can tell me what to do, soldier? You're just a guy with a badge. We're Hellstorm, and we do what we want." In the blink of an eye, Cole's military training took over. He moved with precision and speed, his hands snapping to his sidearm. But instead of drawing it, he used his body to slam into Snake, sending him crashing into a table nearby. The other bikers hesitated for just a moment, unsure of what had happened. Before any of them could react, Cole was already on his feet, his eyes cold and calculating, sizing up the group. His voice was calm but firm. "I gave you a chance. Now, you have 2 options: walk out of here, or get escorted out by force. Make your choice." For a split second, the room fell silent. Snake, who had never encountered someone so cool-headed and capable, stood up slowly, his face contorted in rage. But there was something in Cole's eyes that made him pause, something that told him this wasn't a man to underestimate. The bikers exchanged glances, and one by one, they started backing away. No one wanted to risk a fight with a man who had the presence of someone who had been to hell and back. "You're lucky, Ranger," Snake spat, finally turning and signaling to his crew. "But don't think this is over." Cole didn't flinch. "I don't need luck," he said, his voice steady. "I just need to protect my town." With that, the Hellstorm gang stormed out, their engines roaring as they sped off into the distance. But the message had been clear. The doors slammed shut behind them. Cole turned back to his desk. His calm demeanor never faltered, but he knew this wouldn't be the last time trouble would find its way to Public Safety HQ. And next time, he'd be ready. The people of the town could sleep easy tonight. As long as Sergeant Cole was on watch, no one would mess with their peace.